Alright, Shalom, Shalom. This is Amawan from Jacksonville, Florida, coming at you guys with another lesson. Hope it's edifying to the Akim that's pushing this truth and sincerity continually around the four corners of the earth. You know, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans that's dwelling in the words of truth. Alright? But before I get into it, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua. Ka Halayim La, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Ha Rakwa Kodash Ma'amath. And I want to do a double honors to the apostles of the great millstone camp. Also, salutation to you brothers that's pushing the truth and sincerity. And also, I want to do a double honors to the elders in the Akim of the Lion's Den camp of Jacksonville, Florida. Also, all right. And the lesson that I was going into today is having a sound mind. The reason why I'm going into this script, the reason why I'm going into this lesson of having a sound mind, because we are in the times of Jacob trouble. We are in the times of the kingdom being at hand. We are in the times of prophecies being played out before our eyes. All right. So with that being said, these things that's to come is going to be very hit, and to be able to go through all these things and not bug out, you have to have Yahweh Shah. You have to have Yahweh in your hearts, in your minds. All right, you have to have the spirit of truth. You have to have the spirit of righteousness to have a sound mind in these times to come. All right, because if you don't have that sound mind, you're gonna bug out. You're gonna freak out, and you're gonna do things that's not righteous. You're not gonna know what to do in these times to come. All right. So, with that being said, we have to endure, we have to fight, and we have to be watchful continually to show ourselves, you know, to make our calling, sure. You know, we gotta make our calling sure. We gotta show the Most High that we have, His Spirit to dwell in these times to come. All right. We got to show the Most High that we are stable, to have a sound mind in these times to come, to be able to keep His commandments and still fight in these times to come. All right, someone that's not gonna fold. All right, but I'm gonna go ahead and get into the lesson. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, verse 1, or Sirach. It says, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation." All right. So that first off, it says, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation." All right. So if we come to the Lord with truth and sincerity, with honesty, wanting to really serve the Lord, He said to prepare thy soul for temptation. Because when you come to serve the Lord, it's going to be many chastisements. It's going to be many tribulations. It's going to be many adversaries that's going to be coming into our lives. That's going to, build us up. It's going to be things that's going to be, building us up and also tearing us down. But it said to take it cheerfully when thou are changed to a lower state. And I'm gonna keep going into the scriptures. No. Shalaki, it says, "Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble." So when we are in a time of trouble, all the brothers go through it. All the Akim, of the nation of Israel go through it. We all are being chastised. We are always going through trouble. But why is this happening? Because the Most High, it says in the scriptures that the Most High chastises the ones that He loves. All right. So if you're being chastised, you're supposed to take it cheerfully, because you're supposed to know that if you are being chastised, it's a good thing, because the Most High is trying you. All right. He's trying you to see if you have that sound mind. All right. To continue to endure. Verse 3, it says, "Cleave unto Him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end." All right. So constantly endure. All right. Make no haste in time of trouble. cleave unto him. Don't cleave unto man. All right, cleave unto the Son of Man, Yahushua. All right, depart not away from the truth. Depart away from this world. It says to be holy. It says to be set apart. So it says depart not away from him, but depart away from this world, man. That thou mayest be increased at that last end, man. So with that being said, man, all right, lean not unto thy own understanding. All right, trust not in thyself. Trust in Yahweh and Yahushua. All right. Verse 4, it says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. Take it, take it all in. It may seem like you're in a storm, all right, but at the same time, in the midst of chaos, you gotta see the tunnel vision. You gotta see the goal in the midst of this trouble. All right. It says, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. So it's gonna be many cases where we may, the brothers or anyone may be in a good case for a certain amount of time. Things happen. Everything happened for a reason. You may be up for a moment. You know what I'm saying? But you may be up for that moment and be also going off for that moment. You could be, being led astray into a different way, but the Most High could bring you down to get you back on track, so you could be back focused on that goal, to be back on that track on that race. All right, so, you know what I'm saying? The Most High, He does things to get you back aligned with Him, aligned with the Spirit, aligned with the truth. All right, He's trying to make us gold, man. He's trying to make us perfect with these chastisements and these different afflictions that come upon us, man. It says, verse 5, it says, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. It says, believe in him, and he will help thee order thy way aright, and trust in him. So believe in him, all right? Trust in him, because he's going to order thyself aright. He's going to put you in a line with the truth. He's going to put you back into your place of where you need to be. All right, a servant of the Most High, a soldier of the Most High. All right. It says, verse 7, it says, ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside lest ye fall. All right. So wait for him. All right. That goes in with patience. All right. Faith and patience go hand in hand. So if faith and patience go hand in hand, it says wait for him. All right. Endure those afflictions. All right. And he said he's going to order thy way aright. All right. Verse 8. It says, ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. So what is love? Love is fear. Love is keeping the commandments of the Most High. So show that fear. Show the Most High that you love him. It says, ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. What is the reward? The kingdom. All right? Everlasting life. Keeping the words of the Most High. 100%, man. Having his words in our inward parts, man. That's the goal. That's the reward. Being crowned, That's the reward that we should be after, instead of after these falsely riches of this earth, which is soon to be diminished. Which is basically, it is already diminished. It's a fake currency. It's not nothing that you can take to your grave. Because the Most High, his words is everlasting. His words is everlasting. It's never ending. That's the real riches. It says, verse 8, verse 9, it says, ye that fear the Lord, hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercy. Everlasting joy and mercy, man. That comes with having a sound mind. Hoping for good. Hoping for, to have the everlasting mercy, the everlasting, kindness, the everlasting joy that the Most High is giving us, man. He's freely giving it to us, man. All right. All right, this is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 34, verse 13. All right. It says, the spirit of those that fear the Lord. It says, the spirit of those that fear the Lord shall live, for their hope is in Him that saveth them. All right. So our hope is in our powers. We're hoping to be saved. We're hoping to escape these things that's to come, especially these things that's coming to the times of Jacob's trouble. All right, we are in the midst of World War III. We are in the midst of famine. We are in the midst of plagues been released upon the earth. All right, so destruction and woe is coming to the shores of America and across the whole world also. All right, but it said the spirit of those that fear the Lord shall live. All right, these so the words of the Most High is living waters. All right, these are waters that's gonna flourish your body. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna help and give health to your body and to your soul and to your spirit. It says the fear of the Lord shall. It said those that fear the Lord shall live, for their hope is in Him that saveth them. Whoso feareth the Lord shall not fear, nor be afraid, for he is his hope. So Yahweh is our hope. Yahweh is our mercy, man. Yahweh and Yahweh Shai is our powers that we depend on. That we look for strength. That we look for a covering because we know that they are our safety, man. Nobody, nothing else can save us. No man can save us. No man can redeem us. All right. Esau can't save you. The currency can't save you. The riches of the world can't save you. Calling on the Most High's true name. Following after His laws, statutes, and commandments. That's gonna be able to save you. Being faithful. All right. Having faith. It says verse 15. It says, "Blessed is the soul of him that feareth the Lord, to whom doeth he look, and who is his strength." All right. So blessed is the man that feareth the Lord. All right. Especially the ones that's continually doing the works of the Most High. All right. The ones that's continually to watch out for His prophecies. The ones that's looking up in the sky. All right. Seeing chariots. Seeing, waiting for his redemption. All right. Blessed is he. That watch daily at the gates of the Most High, man. It says, "To whom doeth he look?" We looking for the Most High. We looking for His salvation. We looking for His strength. All right. So it says, "For the eyes," verse 16, Shalak. It says, "For the eyes of the Lord are upon them that love Him." It says, "He is their mighty protection and strong stay, a defense from heat and a cover from the sun at noon, a preservation from the stumbling and a help from falling." Man, that's beautiful because that's what we are hoping for. That's why we are chasing after righteousness. That's why we are chasing after our powers, because we want that everlasting protection, that mighty covering. All right, we want that wing to cover us, man, and to help us from falling. All right, because without Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, you can't. Without that foundation, there's no standing. There's no foundation. All right, there's no root without the foundation. So you can't be rooted. You can't grow. You can't sprout without them. All right, without them, then you're nothing. All right. Bear with me 1 second with Shah. All right, this is Romans chapter 12, verse 2. It says, "And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good, that acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh." All right. So be be not conformed to this world. Meaning, don't cleave to this world. All right, be holy. The scripture says to be holy. The nation of Israel tells us to be. It tells us to be holy. It tells us not to follow after the traditions of men. All right. It tells us to be set apart. Follow after our heritage. Follow after our traditions. All right, our holy traditions. All right. It says, "Be not conformed to this world, but be transformed." All right, transform, the changing of the mind, the renewing of the mind, rejuvenating of the mind. All right, having the truth in the mind. All right, not lies. Not lack of knowledge. All right, but a rejuvenating of the mind. All right, being fulfilled, having that mind fulfilled with words of truth. All right, having your mind rehydrated, with the living waters, man. It says that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable, for the perfect will of Yahweh, man. So we gotta prove to the Most High that we can have a sound mind. We gotta prove to the Most High that we can have that renewing of the mind, be transformed. All right, because the Most High is trying us with fire. He's transforming our bodies to be perfect, man. He's building us up to have these perfect bodies. All right. And what we have to do, we have to practice righteous acts. All right. To show fear. All right. That's also having a sound mind, practicing righteous acts. All right. Because you falling after the spirit of the Most High. All right. You're doing the things of the Most High. All right. Righteous things. All right. This is 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 5. It says, "But watch thou in all those," just like it says, "But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, and make full proof of thy ministry." All right. So it says watch. It says throughout the scriptures, it tells you to watch. It tells you to be a watchman. All right. The Most High, he called us fishermen, and he also called us watchmen, because what we do, we fish for the men of the Lord. We fish for the hopeful elect. All right. We fish for the people that wants to hear the truth, the ones that's joyful, the ones that's cheerful to hear the truth. All right. It says watch in all things. All right. Endure afflictions. That's part of us being tried with that fire. The Most High is trying to make us gold. All right. He's trying to make us perfect. He says to endure afflictions and do the work of an evangelist. All right. Do the work of a prophet. Do the work of of the spirit of Yahweh. All right. It says that we should be. It says make full proof of thy ministry. All right. It says when you come to serve the Lord, prepare that soul for temptation, and also you gotta prepare that soul for this work. That needs to be done. All right. That charity, man. We gotta give full charity to our people. All right. That's making full proof of thy ministry. All right. That's showing work. Charity. Freely giving. Freely telling our people that they need to repent, that they need to turn back to the Most High, and cleave unto Him, because making full proof of thy ministry, that's gonna help you in to be stable. All right, that's gonna help you to be stable in these times to come. And let me get that scripture too. All right, this is Isaiah 33. Chapter 33, verse 6. It says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure." All right. So wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of thy times. Wisdom and knowledge is going to help you to have a sound mind in these times to come. All right. Because our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, they bug out. They get crazy over simple things, man. The simplest thing, the simplest effect of their life they bug out, they go crazy, they start stressing and going into all these different emotions and whatnot. Having a sound mind, there's no emotion. All right, it's just you having that direct connect, with the Most High, knowing that He's gonna help you in those times to come. All right, having faith in Him, not stressing about how you're gonna live or whatnot, because the Most High knows what you need to live, to survive. So we shouldn't stress about things. We shouldn't stress about bills, not being able to pay bills, or not being not financially stable. Because the Most High is gonna take care of us if you believe in Him, if you trust in Him. All right. If you do the works of an evangelist, all right, make sure proof of thy ministry. He's gonna take care of you. All right. He's gonna take care of us. All right. It says, but again, wisdom and knowledge is gonna be your stability. It's gonna make you stable. It's gonna make your mind stable. All right. It's gonna make you aware, of everything around you. All right. It's gonna have you in a sense that when shit really hit the fan, when martial law hits the streets. All right. When these famines really break out and there's no food, you're not gonna be running around looking crazy. You're gonna be comfortable. You're gonna be actually, in a cheerful mindset, because you're seeing these things play out before your eyes. That's full proof for yourself. That you are, walking that straight gate pathway, because you're not freaking out, man. You're trusting in your powers. All right, let me go to the next scripture. All right, this is Jeremiah chapter 7, and I'm going to skip down to verse 10. All right, so this is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. It says, Alas, for the day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. All right, so it says, Alas, for the day is great. All right, the king that great day is near. All right, the kingdom is at hand. All right, and it's gonna be a day like none like it. It's gonna be a day that's greater than any other day that has been happening. Across throughout these times of life. It says the times that we're gonna be going into is gonna be so much major than ever before. All right, famine and pestilences. It's gonna be so great. It's gonna be trembling for our people, man. Our people is gonna really flip out behind these things, man. All right, with the murder rate, it's gonna skyrocket. It's gonna be like a purge, man. It's gonna be a lot of killing everywhere, man. People gonna be freaking out. Looting everywhere. It's just gonna be a lot of chaos. But it says the ones that fear the Lord, the ones that's doing the work of an evangelist, all right, it says he shall be saved out of it, out of the midst of Jacob's trouble. All right, that's if you believe on Him. It says, for the day is so great that is none like it. It is even of time. Who is Jacob? All right, Jacob is Israel. All right, Jacob, his name has been changed to Israel. He had 12 sons. All right, which represents the 12 tribes of Israel, which represents the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. All right, that's trouble. That trouble is coming to us, man. Especially to the shores of America. America's gonna get it the worst, because our people is full of wickedness. Our people is full of lack of knowledge. All right, and woe to them for having lack of knowledge, because it's the word is being preached throughout the four corners of the earth, day in and day out. It's up to you to accept it. It's up to you to receive the water, the living waters. And I'm going, and then I'm gonna skip down to verse 10. It says, Therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, saith the Lord. It says, neither be dismayed. So the Most High, He says, fear not, and not be dismayed. It says, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. So we are in captivity to this day. We are still serving Esau. We are still, in slavery. All right, physically and mentally. Well, not the men of the Lord, not the ones that believe on Him, but our people, that have that lack of knowledge, still in that slave mentality, you know, that Stockholm syndrome mentality. It says, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return, and shall be in rest, and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. So for the hopeful elect, and 1/3 of the people that believes on Yahweh and Yahweh Shah in full truth and sincerity, he said he's gonna bring you rest. He says he's gonna bring you rest, and you're gonna have peace, and we're not gonna be afraid. So what that means, we're gonna have a sound mind, all right, and also be saved from afar. The Most High, he's not that far from us. He's always near us. He is in our bodies. He is in our spirits. All right. Now, if you had a spirit of the Most High, all right. If you had a spirit of the Most High, then these things will happen. All right, you will be saved from these things that's to come. The spirit of righteousness, man. Walking in the spirit, that's having a sound mind. Enduring, having patience, showing faith, that's having a sound mind. Slow to anger. Let me get that scripture. All right, this is James chapter 1, verse 19. It says, "Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. For wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of Yahweh." All right. So it says, let every man be swift to hear and slow to speak. All right. Be wise. All right. Because, it's always a time to speak, and it's always a time to be quiet also. And it's also a time to listen. All right. So, be wise in your speech, in your conversations. All right. It says, let every man be swift to hear and slow to speak, and slow to wrath, slow to anger. All right. And if you're quick to anger, you're not in the right mindset to make righteous decisions. All right. So if you're in a situation where things are where it's chaos everywhere, all right, and you're not still, if you're not having that sound mind, all right, then you're vulnerable to make a fucked up decision. You're vulnerable to make a bad decision, because you are in an angry mindset to where you're not able to think straightly. All right. So we have to practice on not being angry. We got to practice on having that sound mind. We got to practice on of knowing how to react. We have to learn how to, react and not respond. We have to learn how to respond and not react. Like one of the elders had actually told me a long time ago. He says, learn how to respond and not react. Because if you react, you're showing emotion. But if you're responding, you're going off of logic. You're going off of a level-headed mindset, man. All right. So it says, verse 20. It says, "For the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of Yahweh." All right. It says, "Wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your souls." All right. So this word is able to save our souls. So what we should be doing, we should be in this book. We should be searching the scriptures daily, man, so we can receive this engrafted word of truth. So we can receive the the real riches of the Most High, man. I got a few more scriptures. Bear with me, Babakah. Alright, this is Luke chapter 21, verse 36. It says, "Watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man." Alright? So again, the Most High says, watch. Alright? You know, if you like my elders say, he said, if you have testicles, alright, testify. And the Most High, he also calls us fishermen. He calls us watchmen. Alright? So it says, "Watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man." So to have the honor, the honor of standing before the Son of Man, to standing before Yahweh Shah, alright, we gotta show ourselves worthy. We gotta show ourselves worthy of escaping, worthy of being able to show love continually, man. Show that honor that you can do, show that honor that you have for him. Alright? But it says, what? "Watch ye therefore and pray always, that you may have a way to escape all these things to come," man. So pray, watch, teach, study, and give charity. Show that fearful love that you have for Yahweh and Yahweh Shah. Alright? Show that you have a sound mind to endure all these things. Alright? Show that you're able to fight in this battle until the end, man. Until the end of the race. Alright? So have that sound mind. I got one more